actually wanted to bring up a topic that I saw earlier today. So on the Shade Room, Amber from Love Island, I think season 5, she basically shared her opinion as to why she feels like reality TV shows aren't good anymore. And she basically said that she feels like everyone has become so sensitive that any type of situation that's dramatic, it's like everyone goes in an uproar. So she's like, no wonder why people don't really want to say certain things because they're afraid of getting cancelled. So she was like, basically everyone get a grip, like get tougher skin. That's what made it entertaining type thing. So I wanted to bring it up because I thought it would bring up a good topic of whether you think the world has become too sensitive or not. So what do you think?
Ooh. I 100% agree with her. I think we have become too sensitive. I think especially for us, like our generation, not even our generation, like our age kind of people, a lot of the reality TV and just television in general and the world, like when we were younger, was like it
Elite.
was, you had to be thick-skinned. Like I look back at celebrities of that time and I think, I don't know how you guys did it,
Mate.
but I definitely think reality TV in general has suffered a lot. And prime example I can think of is like when I was like 9, I would be watching Big Brother. I had no business watching Big Brother, but I would watch it, innit? I would sneak and find a way to watch it. But some of the TV at that time, the arguments they had, the discussions they had, it was mad. People were saying anything and everything, like they didn't give a heck.
Yeah, they didn't.
But now I feel like I think cancel culture has just had such a massive impact on everything across the board. Music, like artists could come out and speak their actual truth and get cancelled for it.
For real.
And it's ridiculous. Like people, like for example, if the argument that Melisha and Meg had was on TV 10 years ago, they would have gone
they would have even said boring.
They would, that
where's
would
the fight? Literally.
But now it's like, whoa, it's such a big deal. But back then, the reality TV that we used to get back in the day, they used to argue. They would go toe to toe, like they would go in on each other.
And they were even just blunt, in general. Do you not remember Fat Families?
I can't. That show.
What? We are going to beat the fattiest fat fatties that you've ever seen in the UK.
I can't believe that show used to come on television.
Fam! Because we didn't care. We didn't actually care because we knew at that time it was actually just jokes. Like even stuff like Little Britain and stuff. Fam, at that time, it was hilarious.
Little Britain couldn't come on today.
Or Bo Selector.
Yeah, it couldn't happen today.
Fam, even Ali G couldn't come on today.
Couldn't happen.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
And da-da-da-da. Even that couldn't come on today. People all of that, like, they're so sensitive. Like, it's getting to the point now where it's actually annoying.
Yeah,
like,
it's annoying.
Especially when it's coming from grown-ass adults.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm about to say, but your triggers are not the world's issue.
No.
That's your issue to deal with.
That's the
as
thing.
A grown-ass person.
I agree.
But the issue is that we have now, everyone is so entitled. Instead of working on themselves, they will say that, instead of me doing the work, everyone in the world should just adapt to my triggers.
Yeah.
That's not how life works.
At all.
Do you get what I mean? Like, because in reality, no one really gives a fuck about what you're going through. Why? Because everyone else has their shit going on.
Yeah.
Everyone has shit that they've either gone through or are going through, regardless of whether you think it's a big deal or not. Each person's tolerance for that is different as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes in this current society, I hate the fact that like everyone's triggers is used as an excuse. But why is no one addressing the fact, like, people love to talk about mental health and therapy, but no one is taking that advice.
Yeah.
Instead, you're just saying, like, that's why I hate seeing TikTok comments and it's like, what one did I see the other day? Like, some woman, she said something like, someone was treating her a certain way. And then she was like, relax, like, I'm not disabled. And then people in the comments were like, my daughter's disabled. How dare you? And I'm like, no one is talking about your child.
People are too easily
Like,
triggered.
yeah.
People are too oversensitive. Like, someone telling their truth, as I said, like that, it literally is just, it's just
And, like,
too much.
You're
It's
getting
too much.
angry at people who know nothing about your life. So you saying my daughter has it, how is she supposed to know?
That's what I'm
number
saying.
one.
It's ridiculous.
And number two, should we just not go through things or not say things because certain people have gone through it? It's just like, okay, should I not wear a seatbelt anymore because there's certain people who've died wearing a seatbelt?
This is
like,
what it is. People
and
think,
that's what annoys me. People think like, oh, my uncle died with wearing a seatbelt, so I'm just not going to bother. Or no one should wear a seatbelt because I know someone who died. That's life.
It's
like
ridiculous. It's actually
it's too much. Like, and I hate the fact that we're treating grown-ass adults like, are we in primary school?
Yeah.
It's like we have to hold your hand through everything when the reality is the reality.
Yeah.
And even as human beings, we're not always going to like the reality of things. But there's certain things that like you either need to hear or sometimes you just need to laugh. Like, it's not every day be serious about your triggers. Like, sometimes it's best to laugh at your pain because to be in that depressive state all the time, even me saying that, people be in the comments, I've had depression. How dare you say that? I've had depression too. Bare people have had depression. You're not the only person who's going through shit.
Yeah,
so stop thinking like you're the only person who is. Some people genuinely like to laugh at their pain. Some people don't. But I wish the world would stop craving everyone to be the same.
Yeah.
That was the whole beauty of the world, is that everyone is so different. That's why so many people love traveling. You're seeing different people, different cultures, different things that you're not used to.
Yeah.
And your eyes are being opened. But I hate the fact that we've now come to a society where it's like, if you don't agree with me, then you're this. Or even stuff like that, like, because I don't agree with you, you're racist.
Yeah.
Or like, you're transphobic because you said this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I will never forget. Do you remember when it's even happened to her twice, Adele, yeah, when she was like, I love being a woman. And bare people were like, how dare you say that? And da-da-da-da. Yeah. A lot of people from the trans community were like, it's a slap in the face. Or we're women too, da-da-da-da. And she had to like...
But she said, well, I'm a woman. Like...
All she said was, I love being a woman. The second one, yeah, when she was wearing... And to be fair, it came from Americans. When she wore the Bantu knots and the Jamaican bikini top. God, yeah. And all the Americans were going insane. But if you grew up in the UK, which I'm quite shocked about that. The US is such a melting pot, but you're not as diverse as the UK. It doesn't really make sense to me, but the UK is so diverse that shit like that is normal. We integrate our cultures all the time. We're Ugandan, but there's certain Niger words we say. There's certain patois words that we say. Like, especially the London culture. We're very integrated.
Based off of Jamaican culture.
Yeah, and now Nigerian culture.
Yeah.
So it's like, so now if I say anything that's not from my culture, I'm a racist. Or like, or people wearing like, I don't know, you know those cute little Asian short dresses that people used to wear?
Oh, yeah.
Those cute ones. Cultural appropriation. So should we just now wear busutis every day?
Yeah, it's just getting a bit out of
it's
control
too much.
now,
Like, the beauty of the world is how much we can share each other's cultures and things like that.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like everyone wants to kind of be segregated again.
It's ridiculous.
But that's why, I don't know. That's why I feel like we thrived back in the day. There was more of a community.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I definitely do think that we've gotten really sensitive. And if you're that triggered by other people's opinions or what someone else is doing that has nothing to do with you, you need to seek therapy.
Yeah, man. It's
like, not normal to be that triggered all the time.
All the time, yeah. Everyone is always triggered about everything. You could literally go online now and say like, "Oh, I like oranges," and someone will tell you, "Well, that's not fair to apples."
Literally,
that's not fair to apples.
I'm allergic to oranges. How dare you bring that up?
It's getting so ridiculous. You can't say what you think anymore because someone will come and now tell you that you're not allowed to think that. I could literally come out and tell a story and be like, yep, I did this and I went through this and blah, blah. And someone will come and tell you that's offensive to this, but that's my truth.
And that's what annoys me as well. Like, how are you going to tell someone about their life?
That's what I'm saying. But that's the point that we've got into a society.
Yeah, like...
It is actually...
What?
It is actually a bit mad. And it's getting madder. But I honestly think it's like... I think it's very social media based as well.
Mm-hmm.
People can't say anything anymore. And there's certain things, of course, like if you say it, it's just like, yeah, that's too far and whatnot.
Yeah.
100% not disregarding that. But like, it could be the littlest of things.
Yeah.
People will be telling you, no, you can't say that because of this person. Like you said, you could literally come out and say, oh, I went through this or I went here. You could literally come out. I could come out now and be like, oh, guys, I'm so happy today. I've just had the best meal at this restaurant. And someone can now come and tell you, people are homeless, they can't eat.
Literally.
And it's just like, I'm just telling you that I ate something nice. Like, what am I not supposed to do? Am I going to cure homelessness with one click of my finger?
And that's another thing.
Effing politicians, don't come to me.
That's another thing I was going to say. Like, fam, you're mad at the wrong people.
Everyone is mad at the wrong
You're mad at the wrong people. Yeah. You have to look at, why is your life like this?
Exactly.
Who is actually contributing?
That's not my fault.
Someone that you've scrolled on TikTok to see for 2 seconds is not the reason.
Yeah.
Like, fam, there's something clearly deeper, but people just refuse to admit that. But that's the thing. Social media, they all talk. Because in one breath they say, oh, we have to be mindful of how we treat people because you never know what someone's going through. I get that. But like, should we now stop living our lives because someone else that we don't know is going through something?
It's like, just like, it's not for us to sort out. It's not for us. Like, of course you can sympathise with people, but it's not for me to sort out. If I've had a nice meal and I feel like I see people do it a lot with like celebrities and influencers and stuff like that. For example, like there could be something that happened in a complete other country and it's got nothing to do with that person. Mm-hmm. And then people come out. The first person I can think of is Money May, because that's the person I always see that gets it. Mm-hmm. She could snap a meal, yeah? She could make an Instagram story of dinner that she's eating or in a restaurant and she could post it. And then people would be in her comments and be like, this is insensitive to post that because people in this country, that they're not eating.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, why don't you go and talk to your politicians about it?
No, better, yeah. Why don't you go to these said countries that you're talking about?
And give them the food. Why don't you donate money?
And that's what annoys me about people. You have this opinion, but you're not contributing anything to society, or
you're just sitting there chatting
shit, expecting other people to do it. Like, that's why, as much as, yes, there's certain things that celebs do and I'm like, this is so dumb, but like, even that, yeah, a lot of people feel almost entitled to celebs' money.
That's people are
like
entitled.
They would, let's say for example, you see a celeb, yeah, and they'll be like, just got a Birkin. People in the comments, that could have fed my whole family for a year.
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
the harsh reality
is,
but then at the same breath, they never give the celebs the credit that they have of why they have that life to begin with.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people got onto Money May for saying we all have the same 24 hours, but she was right. We all have the same 24 hours.
Is it Money May that said it?
Yeah.
Oh, Money May did say it, yeah.
Kim Kardashian said get up and work.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
But even that, yeah, just because the work looks easy to you, it doesn't mean it is. Do you get what I mean? Like, and let's not sit here and... Because if it was really that easy, what Kim has done, why have you not done it? Why are you still in poverty?
I was just about to say that.
Why are you not in billions by now?
I was just about to say that.
But that's the thing, like, people love to talk about other people's money. But what have you done to better your life so you can be in that situation?
Exactly, yeah.
But a lot of you will sit there doing nothing with your life day to day. Doing niche. Fucking commenting on other celebs who actually worked towards what they have now.
Literally.
So regardless of however you think of how they got it, if they deserved it, if they didn't, the difference between you and them is one of you decided to get up and do something about your life and the other one didn't. But that's the reality that people don't want to face because so they'll rather just deflect on others. But you don't realise, if you put this much energy into yourself as you did on social media, this is why we always used to make fun of our mums when they used to say stuff like that.
No, honestly.
If you put more energy in your schoolwork than you do on those songs, you will be fine. This is what it is.
What you said that was so triggering.
Fam.
That would be like the energy you put into listening to that Walkman. Those things you listen to in your ears.
Literally.
No, honestly.
You can memorize these songs and those dance moves, but you can't memorize your homework.
No, it's true. No, literally.
But it's that, even though we hated it, that was the harsh truth though.
Yeah.
We could actually put more effort into things that make us better, but the reality is we choose not to a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But instead of facing that reality, we deflect.
It becomes someone else's.
And then we get triggered. That's why so many people are triggered about the 24 hours of the dating.
Yeah.
Because we do, but people don't use it. Some people wake up at 4 a.m. and by the time it's midday, they've done everything they needed to for the day. Certain people wake up at midday. Everyone has the same 24 hours. It's how you use it.
Yeah.
But you can't sit there, waking up at 2 p.m., going to sleep at 2 a.m., but being in your house in between and then getting mad at a celeb because they're rich.
Right. Yeah, do you know what?
Like, fam.
No, honestly, it's like, whilst you, as Michael Moon said, as you were sitting there doing niche,
Mm-hmm.
I was out there.
Making moves. That's the thing. Make moves. You won't have even the time to worry about other people's business.
People are too sensitive. I also think maybe, I don't know, do you think it comes down to the fact that, like, in terms of celebrities, that they're too accessible now? Because you remember there was a time when you would literally not know what celebrities were doing because we didn't have social media.
They had to be packed for us to see them.
They had to be packed.
Or do, like, magazines and
people go in on them. Whereas now, they have the power to be able to post and be like, yep, I'm just here having dinner. I'm on a private jet. I'm doing this. So people have more access than now, so people can be like, yeah, I don't like the fact that you do this, I don't like the fact that you do that.
And I'm so sorry, it actually needs to be considered a mental illness for activity like that.
Yeah, like, honestly,
if you go onto someone's page that you don't know personally and they don't know you personally and you've gone directly to their page to spew hate or their DMs to make threats, that should be considered a mental illness.
You're not well.
You can't be well. I know we have our own opinions, but I don't feel like it should go directly to the person that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, if you have an issue with, I don't know, Hailey Bieber, why would you go directly to her page? She doesn't know you. You don't know her personally. Like, it has to be some form of mental... Even, like, fandom is borderline.
Yeah, no, I get you. Some people take it too far.
It's borderline.
But then again, I think it's access because even that thing of, like, back in the day, if you had an issue with a celebrity, people would, like, call into radio shows.
Yeah.
They would do stuff like that. But now people are like, actually, I can go in her Instagram comments.
It's true.
I can DM her and tell her that I hate the fact that you were driving around in your car when I have to get the bus. Literally. It's access. I'm telling you, it's
you're
access.
Right, though. It's definitely access.
It's access. We've got too much access to celebrities now.
But speaking of access, it also delves into another topic that I feel like is important to discuss. Because of that access, I feel like it's caused a lot of bullying amongst social media. And the reason why I bring up bullying, so really briefly, there's like a UK... I don't even want to call her influencer.
No, I get what you...
But like, there's a UK content creator called Miss R Fabulous or Renee, whatever you want to call her, who has made the rounds on TikTok because she's been having this ongoing beef with another content creator called, is it Anthos?
I think it's Anthos Corner.
Yeah, Anthos Corner. So basically it all started originally from the fact that a lot of people were bullying Anthos Corner because of her looks, including like a lot of podcast hosts, even other celebs and influencers and stuff were chiming in on her looks.
I hate the way they
so there was a particular podcast host who was basically going in on Anthos, and Renee originally kind of stood up for her.
So when they started beefing, I was so confused.
So she stood up for her, basically saying like the guy who's talking about her looks is a piece of shite, he's a dickhead, going in on the guy, saying like, basically standing up for her, like don't talk about her looks, like she's a kind woman, whatever. So anyway, now, long story short, I think Anthos has brought out a skin cream that she wanted Renee to promote. But then I don't know really what happened in the midst of it to make it go so sour. But Renee then came out and basically said that she had got rashes from the cream. And oh no, I think she didn't post like the promotion or something like that.
Right.
And Anthos kind of confronted or asked her, where's the promotion type thing? I've paid you. And she basically came out saying, I didn't post it because I got a rash from your cream.
Right.
So obviously, because of that now, they have a bit of animosity to each other. So anyway, now, Anthos goes to Malta for DLT Malta. And while she's there, Renee basically, this is how you know I've done my research, honey.
Yeah, you've really done your research. Okay, shade room.
Please,
shade mama,
listen, this is a fact check podcast, okay? So anyway, now, while she's there, Renee has gone on like a huge ranting spree about how Anthos has blocked her card and the bank has stopped her from using it. And she's now, all the things that she defended and that she disagreed with the original podcast host who said it, she's now saying the same thing, going in on Anthos' looks, telling her how she looks like a man, all of this, like she looks like a monkey. She's going in on her and her looks. Just for it to come out now, hours later, that it wasn't even her who blocked the card.
Stop, was it not? Because I was going to say, how would she be able to block her card?
Who told you? The bank cannot tell you that. How could she block her card? You can only block your card. There can be, they can inform you of like fraudulent activity or this has flagged up your account, but they can't just block it unless you've done something. They found fraudulent activity on your part. So even before it came out that it wasn't actually her, I knew it was a lie. Because at first, she was saying that the bank told her that it was Anthos. No, they didn't. Banks cannot tell you, it was Rashida who blocked your card. That's a breach. So they can't do that. So then, after people started clocking that, Renee said that, okay, I admit that it wasn't her. I thought it was her because I saw a dot something, but it was actually my friend who told me that it was her. So instead of just saying sorry, she's putting it now on the friend. And you know what makes it worse, Rashida? I even found this out today. The said card account that she's talking about, it's not even hers. Her friend gave her account. So let's say if you're Renee and I'm the friend, I give you my bank card that I don't use and you're using my bank card because I've given it to you, I don't really use it. So even the fraud that you're talking about, it's not even on your personal card, it's your friend's. So what, like, the thing is, yeah, I'm so sorry, but I've never liked Renee. I can't lie. She's definitely funny. I'll give credit where it's due. She's a funny woman. But like, for years, like even before her BBL days, she has such a dark spirit that I can't resonate with. Like, there's just something so mean about her. Like, she's just not a good person. And like, because of that, it caused a lot of bullying on Anthos. So even people who were at DLT Malta were also making fun of her and things like that. TikTok. And the girl was innocent this entire time. And then it really also, it just showed me that people are sheep.
Yeah.
This is why I say, like, sometimes it's dangerous to believe one person and one version of the story, because someone could be flat out lying. The girl, Renee, was going ham on this girl.
Yeah, I saw it.
Talking about the bank told her this, you're doing this, like, you didn't even get it from a reliable source. And she even said, like, it didn't even say, obviously it won't say this, but it didn't even say, for example, Anthos Corner. It said A dot, whatever. That could literally... Do you know how many people's names start with A? It could be... It could have been anyone. It could have... It's not even your card. But I brought it up to say, like... To emphasize the bully culture.
Yeah, it is really
that's going on within social media. And, like, how people are so quick to jump on someone with no further clarification outside of your faith saying it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
but
100% agree.
What do you think, or am I bugging?
No, I actually hate the way that people treat Anthos Corner online. I think it's horrible.
It's disgusting.
Every time I see her TikToks and I see that she's got, like, anytime she makes a TikTok when she's, like, got her hair done and she's looking really nice, I always comment and I'm like, you look amazing all the time. Because I think people bully her and it is so unfair. Some of the things that people say about her are so
It's horrible. And it's unnecessary.
How she has. I even rate it because I don't even know. If it was me, I would never have social media. I would never post. I couldn't do it. If people are gunning for me constantly all the time, people come for her for no reason. And I think in this situation, people... Because a lot of people defend her. So I think... And especially like Miss R Fab was defending her at one point. So I think it got to a point where... Now that they saw that she turned against it, everyone's like, yeah, this is a reason for us to cuss her again.
Yeah.
Like, I literally saw people making TikToks of her laughing at her at DLT, and it's just like, leave the girl alone.
She was just there having fun, like, and people are disturbing her.
Anything to anybody, like, it's just like, leave the girl alone. People are constantly coming for her, like, it's so unfair.
It's just, it's unnecessary. This is what I mean, like, you're bothering someone who is not even a factor in your life.
Yeah.
Why do you care so much about how someone else looks? Why? Who cares? Like, who actually cares? Like, and it really shows you as well that people who say that pretty privilege isn't real, it is.
Oh, 100%.
Because it shows, unfortunately, it really shows you that people treat you like shit if they're not attracted to you.
That was going to be my next point.
Or they don't find you attractive.
That was literally going to be my next point.
When who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Especially if you're not attracted to women, and I see women in her comments as well. If you're not attracted to women, why do you care? And even if you are attracted to women, if that's not your cup of tea, why are you there talking? Move on to someone who is your cup of tea. That's what annoys me about certain people. Like, just leave people alone.
Yeah.
Especially when they're just minding their business. Who the fuck cares? The girl, all I saw was a girl dancing and having a good time. And then there's people bringing a dark cloud above her. Unfortunately, we're not asked to be on this earth. Do you get what I mean?
We have no control.
We have no control. We have no control in any of that. Like, so to shame someone for something that you think is bad, that she doesn't have any control over, is ridiculous. And we say it time and time again on this podcast. Beauty is subjective.
Yeah.
What you may deem unattractive, someone else will find attractive. That's why I don't even like the rating system where it's like, oh, what do you think of her? Or what do you think of him out of 10?
Oh, yeah.
We're not all going to have the same answer, Buki.
It's true. We're not going to have the same answer.
We're all not going to have the same answer.
What you say is a 10, I might say is a 5.
Exactly.
What I say is a 5, you might be like, no, but that's a 10.
That's why these stupid ass Red Pill podcasts where it's like, rate yourself. And if the girl's like 10, they're like, you're not a 10. You're uglier than her, in my opinion. But someone else may look at you and think, yeah, you deserve to say that. Beauty is so subjective. This is why I always say my advice, like, it's what you think of yourself more than what others think of you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, whatever you think of yourself, no one can actually take away.
Yeah.
I could tell someone they're ugly till I'm blue in the face. If they genuinely don't believe it, it's not going to penetrate at all.
Honestly.
Because this is... Who can tell me? Who can actually tell me?
Yeah, no, you're right.
If you don't think that I'm a 10, fine. Okay?
You, babe.
That's your opinion. Yeah. Like, and that's the thing as well. Like, I think a lot of people do shit like that. This is why people say UK is bad vibes. They do shit like that because it's like they want you to feel bad.
Yeah.
They want you to be upset.
Down. They want
because what do you gain out of saying that to someone? What satisfaction do you want out of this? Like, what's the ideal situation that you want to come from you saying that. Do you get what I mean? Like, sometimes just think before you speak. That's why I'm saying a lot of you are fucking demonic.
No.
Because you going on someone's page or making fun of someone's looks, you need to really figure out why you actually did that. Why did you do that? Why did you feel the need to do that? You're insecure as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, but it really triggered me because I was bullied when I was in school. And I know that feeling of being ganged up on all the time. But it's like, fam, even your own looks that you're praising highly enough to talk about others will fade. Even you, eventually you'll get a bowl patch, you'll get a pot belly, and people will look at you in disgust. And maybe then you will realize. You think you're going to stay good looking forever, and some of you aren't even as good looking as you're saying. But that's my opinion, and I understand that. Even though I may not find you good looking, someone else may. So I just think people are actually just bad vibes, and
people are, and they're horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible. I hate the way people treat her on social media.
But then, if she now unalives herself, these will be the same people who are like, be kind. Nice to her. Did we not learn from Chadwick Boseman?
No, honestly, I don't think we'll ever learn.
Fam,
I don't think people will ever learn, to be honest.
It's such a shame that someone has to unalive themselves or die for you to finally get empathy on someone's life. Like, and then you think you're a good person because now you feel guilt. You need to remember, all of us are going to die, you know. So you being mean now, you're going to feel that same guilt because we're all going to die.
Yeah.
So treat people well so you don't have that guilt.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Remember, the Lord is watching you.
No, honestly, it's horrible, man. But it's so mad because, yeah, it just turns sour between those two, boy.
Yeah. So now everyone's getting on her ass. And she's trying to backtrack, but she's still not kind. She's not really saying... Yeah, she's not really saying sorry.
Because I actually like Miss Afrab.
Do you?
I actually like her now, yeah. At first... Not that I never liked her, but I just thought, like, this is just too much. Like, but I've watched something of hers, and I heard her speak, and I was just like, I feel like I think she was like speaking about her life or something like that, and I was like, I get why you're so hard, like why you're so like always in defense mode. But so I kind of understood it, and I have actually really grown to like her as time's gone on, because I think she's hilarious, but. Yeah, when I saw her crashing out, I was just like, oh my God, Renee, why?
But then she always crashes out.
I know, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying, like, with Renee, yes, I definitely understand that she's hilarious. But she is a bully. She's been a bully.
Yeah, no, that was
like, she does this all the time. When money gets low, she'll find someone to attack, and then her money will come up, and then she'll disappear. Like, I'm actually tired of this same cycle. And it bothers, it really annoys me because she's literally the stereotype that everyone thinks we are.
Yeah.
And she's not trying to stop that either. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? And she doesn't even realise she's the reason for her own downfall.
Yeah.
You have been in the game for 10 plus years.
Yeah. That I get.
Fam, and you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that I get.
Like, not one brand trip, not one nothing. You've been an influencer for how long?
That's true, yeah.
But you're here still struggling to even pay rent. That's the thing. There was a point, where, like, she was really high. And, like, she was doing really well. But then she started all the scamming. And then she started her business, the salon. People are buying from you. You never gave them their product. Even till this day, you haven't paid people back. Like, people have forgot. Have you guys forgotten about that?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, she's a full-blown scammer. But because she's funny, everyone is like, oh, yeah, we love her. You can't make me hate her. She's a horrible human being. I'm so sorry. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, she's a horrible human being. Like, and that's why even with her content and stuff, I don't like to engage with it. Usually it will just pop up on my FYP page once in a while. But overall, I just don't want her energy anywhere on my phone. and near me.
Sometimes you don't need that kind of energy.
Yeah, like it's too much. Like it's like she has a permanent dark cloud over her head all the time. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
What has there ever been a time where it's like, oh my God, Renee, well done. She self-sabotages a lot.
Yeah.
And now it's like you're back to square one. When you could have been so much further by now if you were just a good and decent person. But, I mean, this is what happens. This is the result of your actions at the end of the day. But she now needs to... It's getting old to me.
Yeah, that being that angry.
Like, being angry all the time, the drama all the time. Like,
it doesn't get you anywhere.
It's getting old. Is she not our age?
I don't actually know how old she is, you know.
She's like around our age, I'm sure.
Do you think? I feel like she's like mid to late 20s.
No, she's not that young.
Really? I thought she was like 27, 28.
I feel like absolute minimum. She's between like 28 and 31.
Yeah, maybe she's like
She's
28.
not. Let's even fact check.
Fact check. She must be like 28.
She was born 95.
Oh, wow.
So she's either 30 or going to be 30.
Oh, wow. I thought she was like 27.
Because she's immature. That's why.
27.
No, honey.
Okay.
But yeah, I say that to say, like, bullying is never actually okay. If you have an opinion, keep it to...
Yeah, people need to leave Anthos alone. It's boring.
To be fair, just don't bully in general.
Just leave her alone.
Don't bully people in general. If you have an opinion about a situation, keep it on your page.
Yeah.
But for you to now go on other people's things to chat shit when they haven't done anything to you.
Fake accounts go and chat shit. That's just sad.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Sad.
But then I'm sorry, but they're all a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, you're not a pussy girl, because why can't you now come and use your account with your face? You have to now come and be using grey screen.
That's why I'll never take those other people serious.
Yeah,
if there's no profile picture, get out of my face.
Get out of my face, man.
There's nothing that you can say to trigger me.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You can't even show me what
because you're not about that life. If you really were, you'll be like, this is me and what?
Yeah.
But if you're not, fam, move out my way. That's how I view it. When I see people like that, I envision like 2 or 3 year olds.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah.
And then you're just like, oh. It's just... And these are grown-ass people. Anyway, Sha.
Anyway, child. Right, guys. It is now time for group chat confession. This one has been sent in to us. Well, this one was given to me. Anyway, you get what I mean. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So this one says, am I being ungrateful? Hey girls, love you guys and love the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am sending this in as a very overworked and overwhelmed person. At the start of Feb, I got the job of my dreams. And to make things even better, it's above the pay grade I was looking for, so lots to be thankful for. However, since starting this job, I hate it. I hate the way they operate. I'm currently working in a team of 3 people and the workload is a lot, so I've been bundled with an extreme amount of work, which is causing me to feel extremely overwhelmed. I don't feel I fit in the team and it's making me feel extremely down and I'm really struggling. I'm thinking of quitting the job, but it's the job that I prayed for. I feel bad feeling like this, especially in a time when the job market is so bad and so many people are struggling to find work. Am I being ungrateful? Should I quit? I just don't know what to do. It's hard because so many people rely on me financially, so quitting could possibly put myself and my family in a really tight spot, but I just can't cope. I feel as if I'm even acting out of character and lashing out at the people closest to me. I'm just angry and agitated all the time. It just doesn't feel worth compromising my mental health. What would you guys do if you were me?
I'm not going to lie. From past experiences, you shouldn't quit unless you have a second option. Especially when there's people depending on you. I understand, I know that feeling, fam, trust me. Of that, you pray for a job and then you get in the job and you realise, fam, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's very much entitled to feel that way. Because I even saw a funny TikTok as well. One thing about this podcast, we love TikTok, honey. But I saw a TikTok and it's like, it was like a joke, but like the girl was crying, yeah. And the caption was like, when you're waking up to go to the job you prayed for, and she's just crying, like.
No, because
But
it
it's
really
that
feels
real.
like that. Yeah,
It's
it
that
does.
real, and I even get the guilt of like, fam. I remember being on my knees praying for a job like this, like. But unfortunately, especially what I've noticed, the older I've gotten, there's certain things as an adult that you just have to get on with.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean? Like, it's because as well the fact that people are depending on her. If she didn't have any type of dependence, I would still be like, plan your exit, but have something backed up. Because I promise you, a job stress is better than unemployed stress. I promise you from now. Listen when we say it is not, it's much harder and much more stressful, and it plays on your mental health more when you're unemployed than when you're employed. It's just because she's going through something now, it feels like the worst thing in the world. But I promise you, I don't think it's wise to just up and quit. And this is what I mean about social media as well with mental health. There's certain moments in life, it's going to be stressful. Even when you get the job of your dreams, there's going to be moments where it's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just keep leaving every time when we feel a bit of discomfort. I'm not saying that that's her story.
Yeah.
Because it does seem to be affecting her a lot. But maybe, like, make some time in your schedule for yourself so that you have some type of escape. So we even mentioned it in previous episodes, like solo dates, self-care things, take a long bath, switch your phone off, like make a day for yourself that you can look forward to, because the reality is life is what you make it. And you just, right now, you need to think about the money, but I would advise you to definitely actively make a plan and follow the plan of what you want to do next. Do you get what I mean? Before you leave, either have a job in place or have a solid plan in place. But I personally wouldn't tell you to just up and quit like that. And that it also depends on age. Because if she's roughly our age, you cannot quit.
Yeah.
If you're like 20 and that, and you, I don't know.
Still live at home.
Yeah, but the thing is, regardless, she has people who depend on her.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So the fact that you have dependents, that alone answers your own question. Because you have to think realistically, if you don't have that job now and you have no backup, what are you all gonna do? Yeah. So, but that's just my opinion.
So I'm kind of like, do you know what? I think it's a hard one, because I'm a very big believer in there's certain things that are not worth your mental health spiraling. I think maybe do you have, like, for example, if you've got annual leave, I would say maybe take 3-4 days off work and just completely switch off on those days off. Because I think sometimes you just need a break and reset. So maybe take like 3 days. There was a job I was doing when I was really struggling mentally. Like, it was a lot. And I remember I took a week off work. I just said, I had like a meeting to basically discuss that I was struggling. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to take some time off. And I took a week off and I reset, and it was the best thing. Like, I was just able to reset, and then I was able to come back and get back into it. Maybe if there's someone that you can speak to, like a manager or someone, and say, listen, I am struggling with this workload, and try to find ways to make it work. I think if you can kind of exhaust all the options that you have before making such a massive decision. And I think if you get to a point where you're like, I physically cannot do this anymore, then maybe think about walking away from it. But I think in that time, preparation is key. Yeah. So maybe like give yourself like a 2 or 3 month mark and say, look, I'm going to firm this for 3 more months. But in that time, put away money. Like,
Apply for different jobs.
Yeah, apply for different jobs.
Go for interviews.
Yeah, go for interviews, get yourself out there. I definitely think as well, if you really cannot like find anything and you're really struggling that much, work and just put money aside so that you can say to yourself, okay, cool, I have to walk away from this now, but at least have something there in place to get you for a certain amount of time and see maybe if that could work for you. But I think definitely exhaust all the options you have before you make the rational decision of being like, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Because I think you could do that and then you could find yourself in even deeper shit and then shit is even harder.
And that's what I'm afraid of for her.
Yeah.
Because I think it sounds good to say like, well, if your mental health is affected, just leave. But the reality is your mental health is going to be worse when you have nothing to fall back on. So I definitely do agree with you. Definitely utilize your annual leave. But also, it also kind of depends on how she is as a person, because there's certain people who are so affected by their job. The week will be good, and then the last day will come and they get anxiety all over again because they know they have to go back.
Yeah.
Type thing. Like, even for me, for example, years ago, I had a job that was really, really stressful to the point where my mental health was affected. I was kind of like her, like I was irritable with everyone. Like, it was really bad.
I feel like I remember
and
this.
I remember I was just like, I'm out. I actually can't do this anymore. I was humbled so quick.
No, unemployment's not for the week.
Unemployment is not for the week. And the thing is,
it's not.
You think that like, in about a couple months, I'll get a job.
Oh, no.
And it will come and 6 months have gone by, there's nothing.
Yeah.
This longer time has gone by, there's nothing. So I think, especially even with the cost of living now, even if you do prepare for, let's say, 3 months, when 3 months comes and you still don't have nothing, then what?
Yeah, it's peak. Man.
Do you get what I mean? Like, that's why I think we both have the general consensus of like, start your plan now whilst you're in the job.
Yeah.
And then when you get something a bit more concrete, leave.
Start your exit.
But yes, definitely in the meantime, I think we both agree on like, prioritize rest.
Yeah.
Annualize your annual leave, like Rashida said. Make more time for yourself. Try and do things that you genuinely enjoy, like what hobbies you used to like that you haven't got back into for a while.
Yeah.
Even if it's something like dancing, for example. Even if you can't afford dance classes, YouTube as well. They have millions of dance classes on YouTube. It's free. Like Rashida said, do something that's completely away from what you do for work. And I think that will help, but I don't think you should just up and leave without some type of plan in place, especially with dependents. You can't afford to do that.
No, it's too much.
That's what you have to think of, because regardless of who the dependents are, even if it's a parent with children, your kids have to eat.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things that you have to you just have to put on your back and go through the motion. And I definitely I'm big on mental health, but there's certain situations that you don't have the privilege of thinking about that right now. And that's the honest truth. Like, you can't think about your mental health right now. You have people depending on you.
Yeah.
If you put your mental health first, people won't eat. Like, this is what I'm saying. So it's such, and I feel for her because it's such an unfortunate situation.
It's horrible, yeah.
But in this moment, start planning your exit from now whilst you're still working.
Yeah.
Because then as well, it'll kind of put the battery in your back to keep going for whatever it is you want to go for. Yeah. As soon as you get it and it's concrete, deuces.
See you later.
See you later.
And another point to make, you're not ungrateful.
Yeah.
You're struggling. You're not ungrateful. I think it's very much a thing to think that like, oh, I'm so ungrateful because I've like done this thing and it's not working out. The whole point of life is to try things, and some things are not for you.
Yeah.
You're not ungrateful. You've taken this job. You show up every day. So therefore you're not ungrateful, because you could just be like, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm bouncing. But you're there. You show up every single day. So you need to give yourself credit for that.
100%. I couldn't have said it better. Come on. Clap it, sis.
Clap that.
Clap that. Okay, guys, if you have been rocking with us from day, you already know what time it is. We are coming towards the end of the episode, so it is time for us to wind down. So, my wind down question for episode 32 is: what's a song you didn't really understand until you were grown?
I've got a list.
Mate, honestly.
So
come on, hit me with your best shot.
Alright, cool. So are we doing one by one or are we doing...
Let's do one by one.
Alright, cool. So, my first one. You didn't understand until you were grown. I'm going to start off with this one. You might have it on your list. Brick and Lace, Love is Wicked. See, these girls were spitting facts, yeah? These girls were telling us the real things, yeah? I was just in the mirror, winding up my waist, perfecting my waist. And when I was winding up my waist. Instead of listening to... Let me just read you guys, yeah? If you don't know that song, you live under a rock.
I'm dying.
I'm going to read you some of the lyrics, yeah? Of what they were saying, yeah? Brick and Lace, Love is Wicked. Tears on my pillow, cry your love is wicked, yeah? I'm gonna because of men and their wicked love. Cool. Cry me a river, cry your
love is wicked. Come on.
Friends come around and say your love is wicked. But the kisses where you go, kisses where you give, don't you know is wicked. There you go, that's what I'm gonna say on that. Even this one, baby, I loved you from the very start, even though I knew that you would break my heart. And I couldn't resist the way you touched me, baby. Was I a fool to think I'd play nothing but two?
A fool to think I'd play nothing but two. Oh, I wish you could stay with me another day. Stay with me another day.
I was just there doing out.
No. But the thing is, I'm not going to lie, that's their fault, because why would you make such a rhythmic tune when it's something so...
They were really telling us their heart. They were really speaking from the heart, you know? They were telling us, and at that time I was whining on my waist. I wasn't thinking like, yeah, until I grew older and I realised love is truly...
wicked. For real. I hear that. I completely forgot about that. That's a good one. Yeah, my first one. To be fair, I really should have known this when I was a child, but I didn't clock how vulgar it was until I grew. Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy?
That song is so nasty.
I wanna lick you from your head to your toe. And I wanna move to the bed.
That song is so
And I would sing it so loud at like 8. And I
was really singing.
But like, I didn't think he was like... obviously in a sexual way. I thought like, oh, you see how... this is embarrassing. You see how like cats, when they wash themselves, they lick them. I legit thought that like he was just doing that in human form. I didn't think that he was doing that to another woman.
Do you know what, yeah? That's so funny because as a child, that's what your mind is.
Yeah, like
so
I
innocent.
literally thought that. And then when I got a bit older, I was like, oh, maybe he's talking about like someone threw chocolate on their body and then is licking it. Like, oh, okay. It's only when I grew up I said, Wow, I'm really singing this at 8.
No, it's...
and I'll be there like a fool with my tiny stuff. I wanna lick you from your head to your toe. Can you imagine? I'm surprised my parents didn't beat me.
Honestly.
Because I would sing that song all day. But you know, sometimes African parents, you know, English sometimes goes over their heads. It goes over the head.
Because I was going to say, like, all my friends that were Jamaican, when I was growing up, because I would play bashment in my house. I still do it to this day. Mom hasn't got the foggiest what I'm playing.
I feel like
they would always say, you are so lucky. Like my Jamaican friends would be like, if I even put on a Vibes Cartel song in front of my mum, I'd get beaten.
And the thing is, with patois, it just sounds like gibberish to them. Yeah, and they're not going to put in the effort to try and listen to hear. Like,
I would literally play.
The only time though is if it's like, I don't know, let's see, turn up the fuck. And she'd be like,
that's a bit mad.
If she hears the fuck.
Pussy girl, my mum would get that one. Yeah.
But if it's like, move your one from your Johanna, when you wanna come in, Is it gonna combine up your time to see the Makakia? Like banana.
Yeah, they wouldn't clock that one.
They wouldn't clock that
No,
one.
they wouldn't, yeah.
It has to be like straight fuck pussy gang. Like it has to.
Yeah, it has to have vulgar words in it for them to clock it.
For real.
But literally, my Jamaican friends would always be like, you are mad to play this when your mum's downstairs. I'm like, she
maybe that's why we got away with a lot of these songs. Because
she ain't got the
English went over their head.
It flew over their heads, literally. She ain't got the foggiest, babe. Don't even worry about it. She don't care. Right, let me get to my next one. So my next one is, where's my list? Mariah Carey, Shake It Off. So I was just singing Shake It Off. But as I've gotten older, I've really deep that she was spitting facts. She was really telling us the real deal. So, again, I'm going to get the lyrics up. So she said, shake it off, cause the loving ain't the same. And you keep on playing games like you know I'm here to stay. Shake it off like a Klarice confession line. Gotta hit, and go somewhere. Shake it, gotta make that move. Find somebody who appreciates all the love I give. Boy, I gotta shake it off.
That's so true. We didn't pay attention, boy.
You know what? That whole album, yeah.
Emancipate. That was
she was spitting facts, yeah. Mariah was telling us, if that man ain't appreciating you, shake that nigga off.
Literally.
But I was there singing that, shake it off. But really, she was telling us, ladies, pack your bags and bounce.
To be innocent in this
Shout
life,
out to Mariah Carey.
We didn't have any problems, so it didn't relate to us.
To Mariah Carey. She was telling us, I'm leaving. You're going to miss me, baby. Hate to say I told you so. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a good one.
She said,
I did not.
leaving.
Even now when you said it, I was like,
yeah.
It's only when you read it, I was like,
honestly, she's like,
it's
bye.
true.
See you later. Shout out to Mariah Carey.
No, that was a good one. Yeah, like. Okay, my second one is actually a bit funny, but I feel like we're all in the same boat with this one. Premier Gawu.
Oh,
that is about heartbreak.
I only found out like 2 years ago.
Fam! I said I've been singing that tune since I was in nappies. These times he's pouring his heart out.
What's so mad is that song will come on you. And everyone's like, yeah,
literally.
this man was so I'm in pain, I'm suffering.
He's literally crying for help, and we're there just singing. No.
Everyone, you really be like, yep, time to. You even
people be going out doing
This man was telling us, I'm in pain. He was like, I'm in pain.
Literally, help me, help me, nigga.
Help me.
And we're there doing fucking that one shocks the hell out of me.
Fucking banger.
Well, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Why do we need to know?
Honestly, now I'm getting older, I'm realising this, so I'm just like, I kind of wish I didn't know that.
Literally.
I'll put it to the back of my mind. As soon as
But I'm not gonna lie, I'll play it the same way.
Right, my last and final one. So this one gets a bit. Let me even get the lyrics up before I start doing up. So my last one is, this is one of my favourite songs in the world, by the way, is Ordinary People, John Legend, right? I think Ordinary People, John Legend is one of the most realistic love songs of all time, yeah? Again, guys, I've got the lyrics. So, he says, where's the bit? He says, this ain't a movie, no. No fairy tale conclusions. It gets more confusing every day. Yeah? This guy's talking about, he's talking about real love.
He was like, don't believe that shit.
I hang up and you call. We rise and we fall, and we feel like just walking away. As our love advances, we take second chances. Though it's not a fantasy, I still want you. I think this is the most realistic love. Because other love songs talk about like when it's all good and like in the honeymoon stages, yeah? Whereas John Legend said, we are ordinary people. We're just figuring it out as we go along.
Yeah,
that is one of my favourite songs in the entire world.
I hear that.
And I think it is the most realistic. As I've grown older and I've really seen what it can be, John Legend was speaking facts.
I hear that.
Also, fun fact, I think will.i.am wrote that song as well. Fun fact.
Okay.
Fun fact for you guys. But yeah, realistic.
The man was warning us.
Along, like, yeah, we're just ordinary people.
He said, don't fall for the fairy tales.
He was saying, love is not
this
fairy
is the
tale,
real.
Guys, yeah? He was like, we are ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. Because we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. So you sing those. Maybe we'll live and learn. Maybe we'll crash and burn.
Mate,
Clock that.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's my last one.
Okay. I've got my last one, but there's also an honorable mention. Okay, my last one is Rock the Boat by Aaliyah. That is about...
Don't win that song for me. What?
It's about sex.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know at the time.
Wait.
It's about like eating out, I think. Rock the boat, work the middle, change position.
Oh my God.
Changing position, stroke it for me, stroke it for me, stroke it for me, stroke it for me. It's about either eating out or like about fucking.
Baby, I love the stroke.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Let's even get the lyrics, honey. Oh yeah. Ooh, baby, I love your stroke. Cause you get me where I'm going. You get me where I'm going, yeah. And truly you get my vote. Cause I believe you know what you're doing now. Baby, now we can coast. Let us coast. Let's don't get in a hurry. She said, that's too slow. Yeah, go ahead and put that thing in overdrive. Woo! I want you to rock the boat. Woo! Change positions, new positions. Stroke it for me.
Stroke it for me. Stroke it for me. Stroke it for me.
She blew.
Baby, I love it. That's a bad. I'm gonna listen to it on the way home now.
The most shocking one for me. This is an honorable mention. Candy. It's like candy.
About cocaine.
About cocaine.
Yeah, it's about cocaine.
That one I literally found out like last year.
I found that out like 2-3 years ago. Yes, about cocaine.
I can feel it when you walk, even when you talk. It takes over me.
What were I doing?
Literally, like on crack. That's why we did that, because it was a fucking cocaine slap on the floor.
That's actually mad. Yeah, that song's about cocaine. And when you deep it, the time that it came out, black
it was
people
the crack era.
They were really on that shit.
Yeah, the crack era.
The crack was cracking.
Okay, guys. So we have finally come to the end of episode 32.
Yeah, 32.
Thank you again if you've made it to the end of this episode. We appreciate you. Keep supporting us. Keep showing us love. Thank you again as well for the love that you showed us on TikTok. We really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
keep that coming, honey.
Keep it coming. We'll keep telling. I always like to do. I need to keep telling. Like, we both need to keep telling more of our like traumatic date stories.
Literally,
clearly they resonate.
I was gonna say clearly people relate.
Clearly people relate in it. Sorry, yeah.
So we do really, really thank you for that. Please continue to support us. We have plenty more to give. We're coming soon with more and more content, more exciting content that will keep you entertained. To keep in contact with us, please follow our social media pages, our podcast pages, and our individuals will be in the description below on Spotify and YouTube. So make sure you check us out, give us a follow, keep up with us. If you have any group chat confessions or even any wind down questions, please feel free to email us. Yeah. Is it wine after 9, the letters 9 podcast@gmail.com, or you can even DM us as well. But on that note, honey, cheers to episode 32.
Woo, that cheers to God. Cheers, guys. Literally. My voice will be back the next episode. I'm working on it.
Well, we have to give a round of applause because you managed to get through it.
My voice strained, but I did it, guys. I feel like I got a bit in this time, but sorry, I had to come here and but
no, you did it. I can't lie.
Thank you, guys.
But we will see you in the next one.
See you in the next episode, guys. Golden.